Hey guys, welcome to Tickzon Mentorship Scheme, where we try to turn our hindsight into your foresight. Now today we're telling you something that you really need to know and is really going to affect how your money be working. Okay, cool. So there's a couple of different, two changes. There are two changes coming to your bank account that we need to talk about and let you know about, which are very important. Now the first thing is, as most of you have probably seen, the way your bank account is pretty much structured has changed, because the way that the way the FCA is kind of authorized it is because people have been using and spending their overdraft a bit too much. It means now that your available balance and your overdraft balance will be separate now. So when you go into your accounts, you'll see, so in your bank account you will see your account balance, as in your available balance, outside of your overdraft, and your overdraft and how much of it is remaining. This is because before, in most accounts, your overdraft and your available balance over your overdraft were connected together. So example, if you actually had £100 there plus £2,000 in overdraft, they'll say you have 2,100, and they felt that this was making people spend more money than they actually had. So that's the reason why it's now separate. So you see, so obviously your available balance, if you're living in overdraft, especially if you're a student, you could be living in overdraft, you will be seeing negative there rather than before when you were seeing positive. Now the second but more important change that's coming is that from April 2020, for some banks, I think for M&S, for HSBC and Barclays, is coming in March. But instead of having flat overdraft charges, so some banks used to charge 50p a day, £2 a day, or £2 a week. Now that's all been scrapped, and now it's going to come under one single interest rate. Now why this is important is because your overdraft can essentially be worse than you using a credit card right now. That's why it's important for you to understand this. Now because they've been mandated by the FCA, the Federal Conduct Authority, to essentially change the way their overdrafts are made. So basically, before they used to do flat fees, a lot of bank accounts had like a £20 buffer or £100 buffer or £50 buffer if you go into your overdraft or you don't pay any fees. Now for a lot of banks, they've scrapped that. They've scrapped the buffer where you could go into your overdraft for free. They've scrapped just day by day charges, and now they'll be charging you an interest rate, which for majority of the banks are 40%. The lowest I've seen is 35% by Barclays. The rest are 39.9%, and all the highest I've seen is 49.9%. But there is a push to consolidate all of it to 40%. Now what does this mean? This means that if you live in your overdrafts, it can continue compounding. Instead of you just being owing £50 a week or something like that, instead, if you are in £2,000 overdraft and you're living your overdraft, then they'll charge you 40% of that. 40%. So that's like they'll charge you 40% of what's there. 40% of 2,000 is what? In a year, that would be £800. Wow. But basically, yeah, that's 40%. So basically, and the thing can compound. So if you've seen our video about compound interest, you can understand how this could be a very detrimental thing. Now, even if you had a 0% overdraft, or you had overdraft free period, then you have to go speak to your bank to confirm that that period is still valid for yourself, because even for bank accounts that was people who knew that they had people who knew that their bank account was, for a year overdraft free, you still need to go to the bank and reconfirm that that's the case for you. Now, if you are living your overdraft and you're like 2,000, 3,000 in there, understand that all banks and all credit agencies are supposed to be seen to be helping you combat your debt. So they shouldn't really be, as long as you approach them and tell them, okay, cool, and then you can arrange whether they'll waive the fee for you or give you an interest-free period, or you work out like a payment plan or something like that. So if you are living in your overdraft, then please go chat to the bank people, and then they'll reconfirm whether that's going to affect you or not affect you. So this is what's happening. So it's very important for you guys to understand, from March, for most of the bank accounts, there's no more flat fees, there's no more overdraft fees, there's no more buffers. If you go into your overdraft, you're charged interest for going into your overdraft, which means that your overdraft is going to be affecting your credit rating as well, because it will be counted as a loan in that sense. It will be counted similar to a credit card. the interest is worse than credit cards, man. Like 40%. This is mad. You know, one of my credit cards is 18.9%. But guys, so if you're a student, still go and double check with the bank. I think I'm not 100% sure what it is for student accounts. I think that should be protected, hopefully. But once I get more info about that, I'll let you know. So thank you guys for being with us here today. Just trying to turn our hindsight into your foresight, because schools ain't doing it. So stay tuned, follow us, subscribe please, and have a blessed day. Thank you. Bye.